Alright, welcome back to the ThreeDogGaming channel. Today we're playing the Stanley Parable. I played a little bit of it, and it's different. It's kind of cool though. I don't know. I'll just show you. It's pretty cool. Gotta get ready for this really super intense game here. It's not a multiplayer game, strictly single player.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment at the
soul-rending.
As though he
Jeez.
had made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
And Stanley was happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Oh?
Something that would forever change Stanley.
Oh yeah?
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to
Whoa,
follow.
that's strange.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
I readjust
Never
here in my
all
creaky
his
chair.
years at the company had this happen. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, now we're in control. Alright. So, I've played this one section before, but we're I'm gonna lead you through it so you can see the progression of this, of how this game goes on. It's
all of his co-workers
it's pretty
were
cool.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Where did they all go?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You got it. I am in control of the person, by the way. I'm just following the narration right now. Yes, spoiler alert, you can go against what the narrator says.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. Take out passive-aggressively on other co-workers. Resent co-workers for not supporting you more. Ball it up inside you. That's a perfect way to solve issues. Does anybody really use a projector at work anymore? It's been a long time since I've seen one. Everyone uses these smart boards and TVs and stuff now. Alright, let's get out of here. This is getting ridiculous. Broom closet. Oh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
If you say so.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You got it. Executive bathroom. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2 845. But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Alright, this is not creepy at all, right? And down we go. There's not much to it right now, but you'll see. This is I'm just following the narration right now, so bear with me here.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Well, looks like we're here to find some answers.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Mind Control Facility. Escape. Mind Control. Escape. Well, the answer's obvious. Mind Control. Let's push the button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Creepy. Alright, keep going. No, I say keep going, don't stop. I'll get hung up on stuff, keep going.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley been under someone's control all this time?
Did that say pirate?
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh,
no.
We're getting out of here.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yep, apparently.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating,
I feel like
all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I feel like there's like a secret thing here, because all these little lights and stuff, they're all buttons, and they're all like you can interact with them, you can push them and stuff, so I'm just kind of Yep, there's definitely a code here. I kind of want to... Man, I want to mess this up so bad. Like... have other buttons. Man... Alright, let me just go through it. Because I said I'd do it. I said I would. Let's just go through it.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew
all
it was
these,
his duty,
his obligation. They give you these things that make it seem like you have a choice, but you really don't.
Stood for. blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was it?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Oh.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
There are so many paths to take in this game. It is ridiculous if you haven't figured that out yet. It is just crazy.
His goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon
And I'm
his
not in
skin,
control anymore.
the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And Stanley was happy. The end is never the end. There's never the end. The end is never the end. Alright. Back in the daily grind. Where did everybody go?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. So we have to go back to that room and punch in some codes.
When
Let's
Stanley
do it.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes, yes. Crappy slides.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yep.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
The thing that's screwy is there's so many numbers and stuff in this game. It's like, God, where do you enter all these numbers?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Well, we know the narrator has a power issue. So I might end up cutting some of this, and I just want to show you like the different outcomes.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large
So we're gonna go into the
door
mind
that
control
read
facility. We're gonna
Mind
hit the
Control
on
Facility.
button without doing any puzzles or anything.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Yeah, come
What
on.
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on the screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
So many places to go.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
It says
wasn't
pirate.
it? Was it even possible?
Right?
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof.
Alright, no puzzles, no puzzles, no puzzles, no puzzles. Nope, 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 nope. Not doing it, not doing it, not doing it. Nope, 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 nope.
Eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Well...
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yes,
After
I
they
did.
kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Oh.
Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now.
Ugh, gotta get out.
To your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Where's the 0?
What's that?
Is the 0 up there?
You'd like to know
That's
where
a
your
4.
co-workers are. A moment of solace
No.
before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let
Holy
the
crap.
office sink into the ground.
This guy's
swallowing
sadistic.
Everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come
Where's
up with
the
on
0?
next go around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
I can't find the 0, guys. We're screwed.
Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me.
Where's the 0?
That this video game can be beaten, won, solved. Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge, it's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life?
Oh god, I don't know what to do.
Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
That's terrible.